Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the Ten of Pentacles. The song, the Kate Bush song I have chosen, it is quite a spiritual song, and I think there are probably at least 4 different tarot cards that I could have used for this song. So be interested to see what you think and if I've made the right choice. And I will, in a minute, I'll talk about what Kate Bush herself has said about this song, because I think it adds an interesting perspective to the song and to this card. So very recently I talked about Ten of Swords, and I said with the Ten of Swords that even though this card looks very dark and scary, that there is a positive. This too will pass. There's a new beginning. There's a change on the horizon, and sometimes we just have to let things go in order to embrace the new phase in our life, however painful that might be. Here we've got a 10 again. So again, we've got the end of a cycle and we've got an ending. And I would say when we're going through a difficult time, the fact that this too will pass, this is going to end, reassures us. It gives us hope. But when we're having a wonderful time, a reminder that this won't last can make the situation feel really bittersweet. And here we have a family or different generations, a community maybe, all coming together. And I think in those situations, there is often someone who is missing for whatever reason. Maybe they have passed away, or they've moved somewhere else, or there's someone we miss. And we know, which is why, things like Christmas and stuff after we've had a bereavement are particularly difficult. So there is that element to it. We are looking at Pentacles. So we're looking at resources and financial gain, maybe something like an inheritance. But there comes a responsibility with that. If we think of resources, not just as money, it is also about the earth itself. The earth is a beautiful resource. And what is our responsibility to earth? What's our responsibility to future generations? I really like this next World Tarot. So to bring, I like this deck because much that the Rider-Waite is really helpful, I think. We have got to remember that these images are over 100 years old. So it is nice, I think, to have some tarot decks which have more up-to-date presentations. And in here, this person here is, the key word is security. So we have got this element of security, but we've got the phases of the moon. It's a cycle. They're on a tightrope. Security, in some ways, is a bit of an illusion, isn't it? Because we have always got change. We've always got something that could happen. Right, so let me talk about this Kate Bush song. I'm going to, first of all, just say what she said about the song. And you'll probably guess what song it is, and then I'll turn the card over. So Kate Bush has said about this song, there was a little brown jug, actually. The song is really about the passing of time. I like the idea of coming from this big, expansive outside world of sea and cities into, again, this very small space where it's talking about a memory of my mother and this little brown jug. I always remember hearing years ago this thing about a sort of Zen approach to life where you would hold something in your hand, knowing that at some point it would break. It would no longer be there. So the song is Coral Room. And the lyrics I've chosen are from the first verse. I'll just quickly read that to you. There's a city draped in net, fisherman net, and in the half-light, it looks like every tower is covered in webs. moving and glistening and rocking its babies in rhythm as the spider of time is climbing over the ruins. So we have some sort of civilization, I imagine, and we have this kind of, it seems to be now submerged in water. And this is a reminder, isn't it, that these worldly things, the things that our ego loves to focus on, they are impermanent, they will pass. And I love the idea of the web, which is sort of, she later brings back the spider for the jug, which is was her mum's jug, and her memory of her mum after she died, and how, I mean, she says, I can hear her singing, and she's singing the little brown jug, and she says it held her milk and now it holds our memories. So that idea that she said in the interview about holding something and knowing this too will pass, and as a reminder of our mortality, that, you know, things break, but also that we hope that the earth will continue, and our responsibility to that, which is also in the idea of the coral and how vulnerable coral reefs are, and our need to protect them too. So I said that this could have been other tarot cards, and I think it could have been, well, I thought maybe of Queen of Pentacles because of that element of her mother, but I thought this is broader than just her mother. It's about life in general and about that cycle, and it's quite a cyclical song. The images return again and again. It had that feel to it. It could have been a world card, definitely, and there's lots of watery images, I think, which would have lent well to maybe a cups card too. I think though that it feels quite a sad song, and maybe I tend to think of the world card as having a slightly lighter energy. It's the Fool, isn't it? It's the Fool's journey. And could have been death, certainly. It would be a lovely death card, actually, one for death, because it's that quite a gentle energy. And I think it would have been, I've chosen a different song for death, but I think this would have worked very well for death too. So that's probably all I've really got to say, I think, about Ten of Pentacles. Be interested what your take is on the card. What song you might have chosen, or, you know, whether perhaps this would be better as a death card. I don't know. I suppose I'll have to do the death card and we'll see. But there's quite a lot of choice actually for death, interestingly. And nice again, and another reminder that there is a spiritual element to a lot of Kate Bush songs, and how, you know, they work very well with the tarot archetypes, I think. So thanks as always for watching, and any comments you have, please leave them, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.